A little walk and talk video. So Fred, conference report. I made a couple of kind of strange videos, so I thought I would respond to them, sort of, in a way, kind of. I should get to it. Yeah, so one video was about this idea of our pleasure. I mean, what we're after here on Earth, and that's sort of the premise of his metaphor. Is that the bottom line does seem to be gratification. You know, this hedonistic, satisfied desire thing. And, you know, it's almost like we're engineering it. I don't know if that was exactly what he was saying, but it's almost like a 1984 kind of syndrome where we're modeling our desires to what's available to be consumed. Almost like some sort of iPod world or Facebook, and we'll just become addicts of this kind of gratification. You know, this kind of American cheese. You know, his example was just using other sentient life that's easier to please, to keep in a blissful or ignorant of bliss state. And I think instead of using monkeys or bonobos, he could have just used retards, you know, retarded humans. Just have a retarded human center, you know, in town, full of pink balloons. And I think that metaphor would have been even more telling of just exactly how silly this whole thing is that, yeah, you want to maximize the human condition. Just make people dumber and dumber and dumber, and you will accomplish your task of bliss. And you know, they'll have bliss eating their own boogers and stuff, and so make it really disgusting. Yeah, like eating their own poo, and you know, just really disgusting stuff, and they'll be laughing their asses off and so fucking happy. And, oh, sorry, snake. There was a vine. I thought it was a snake. Anyway, yeah, they could be doing that kind of stuff. But you know how retards are fun. It's like watching puppies. So, yeah, so that would be kind of the big joke on the human race. And just illustrate exactly how futile and stupid this is. You can't combine life and intelligence. You really can't. I mean, you end up Vulcan. I mean, you end up just being a snarky, nitpicking pain in the ass. There's no way to do it. The two things don't go together. Knowledge of what it is and enjoyability just don't mix. I mean, if you know a yacht, if you see a yacht and you're out in the middle of the Mediterranean on a nice, beautiful yacht, and the water's crystal clear, but if you knew, you could see in your brain the laborers that made the yacht and the exploitation of them. Or you could see, you know, how this environment, you know, what was like they ripped the coral from some other place to put it over here, and, you know, they just completely stole, you know, somebody else's resources to create your environment. Yeah, well, you're not going to have any fun anymore. It's just not going to be as easy anyway. The girls in the bikinis are going to have to be really, really hot, you know, for you not to be a little, you know, to have the experience ruined. So, I mean, we can give a million examples of that kind of stuff. You just don't want to be looking under the hood. And you don't want to be looking under the hood of the life machine, because you'll see the little bloody squirrels. You'll see the horror that it's made out of, the crap that it's made out of. So, yeah. You know what, damn, that turned into a pretty good video. Yeah, that's probably a good way to look at this, is what are you people defending here? If you're going to say human life is so fucking great, I'm just going to argue with you. You want to make it even greater? Make people even more ignorant. Make them even dumber. And you'll accomplish even more human satisfaction. And I will make the counter argument that if you make humans wiser and smarter, more knowledgeable, give them more knowledge, and they'll be in more need of an escape, a drug, something to get them the hell out of their understanding. Because there's no way to look at this thing and just comfortably sit back and say, I'm just going to enjoy the ride. Because you can hear the bones crunching, you can hear the little screams, you can hear the blood squirting out of the arteries. There's just no way to do that. It's not a pleasure cruise. And even if it, like I said, even if it was, you've lost your capacity to live the pretense, to live the lie, that it's at an acceptable price. It was always kind of strange that, you know, beautiful things overlook horrible things. I remember seeing a picture of the Eiffel Tower, and it was kind of funny because it showed the rooftops, and apparently it was taken from some nice plush hotel that basically overlooked the slum and then the Eiffel Tower. And it was just such a, you're just saying, how can anybody look at this and say, you lose the whole effect? I mean, the whole thing is turned into shit because you're saying, well, look at this slum. I mean, it's a picture of a slum. It's not the Eiffel Tower. It's a picture of a slum. And, you know, so that was sort of the joke. You know, you got the laundry and the dirt and the filth. And you just can't do that. I mean, you can't put, you know, you can't mix the images. Because then it just becomes glaring that the Eiffel Tower is meaningless crap. And the reality is, you know, meager and mediocrity. So anyway, allergy. I'm going to choke, I think. So we'll cut it here and maybe add a little later. I'll maybe run a little bit or something. And such. And so forth and whatnot. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I ran a little bit. So, kind of out of breath. But anyway, Fred's second video was, or his other video, was on this idea of, you know, path walking. And how some paths are made for you already. Some you kind of have to make up as you're going along. You have to make quick decisions. You don't have any time to contemplate your choices. You just kind of have to let your reflexes decide. Let your muscle memory, your intuition, bodily intuition even, make your choices. And you can sort of metaphor that to YouTube. You know, we exist on this medium, and we choose a path. You know, I could have chosen to make no videos in which I swear or get angry. I could have chosen to have been, you know, very disciplined and methodical. And yeah, I probably should have. Yeah, but I chose to be me instead. I chose to try to be comfortable in doing this. Maybe that's how it always has to kind of compromise a little, because it's kind of difficult to do unless you can relax and be comfortable with it. And so that's the easiest thing to do, is just to go back to who you are and not try to be somebody. So that's sort of what I ended up being, was me. Hey, how you doing? And you know, it worked and didn't work. You know, so anyway, but you have to sort of live with that choice that's made. You're now stuck on the path, and this is the one I'm on. And well, where can I go from here? And I suppose as long as the path doesn't narrow too much, or if it doesn't go down some crevasse for which there's, you know, the only way up is to go back and retrace your steps and go all the way around to have a new choice, because it ends up being all cliffs and there's no other way to go. You know, you can path yourself into a dead end or a cul-de-sac, and you end up just wasting time. And so I guess I'm sort of at that point where I sort of walked the wilderness for a while, and I don't know if there's any indication that I'm going to come across water or food or anything positive on this island YouTube. You know, maybe there's nothing, I just haven't picked the right path. Maybe some other path is the way to take or the way to go, and I have to find some neutral point and begin again, or who knows. But yeah, it's stuff running through my head because there is sort of a stall here. View numbers have basically gone down, if anything, and so there's not much of the measure of success is that I'm notorious, I'm an anti-Semite, I'm a baby killer, I'm all this other hype and crap that's out there. I'm a misanthrope, a depressive, a this, a that. So, there isn't much evidence, or there's much point on this medium. But who knows? See if I feel like walking back and finding another path, or whether I just keep poking at this one. And like in there's lots of circumstances where there's something you didn't know about. Where there's a little side path off the main path or something, and it'll go somewhere and it'll end up being, a pot of leprechaun gold or something. I've never seen one of those, but I hear they're out there. It's like bears. There's bears around here. I've never seen one, but maybe. That's probably what I'll find. Instead of leprechaun gold, I'll find a bear, who's really pissed off. Lost his job and is in a crappy mood, and he'll eat me alive or something. But whatever. I guess that'll make me famous, which might have some value in the end. Yeah. Known as the dead bear guy videos on YouTube. That guy got eaten by a bear. Well, I can see why. It's crazy. Anyway, it's raining on me. Well, misting so far. It'll wait till later to lightning and whatever it's gonna do. But anyway, till next time and such.